WWE is completely cooked.
Dalehjun Rants.
Ha! That's what I'm talking about. Finally, the legend has come back to say the ratings are completely down. Bruh. Alright. It's so hard to watch these shows. If anybody out there is watching Monday Night Raw consistently, if they're watching SmackDown consistently, man, I feel so sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. Look, listen, you got the Usos going back to the Usos, man. This is just look. I'm not mad. I miss the Usos. I really do, but you gotta feel sorry for Jay. You got to. And you really gotta feel sorry for Jimmy because you're telling me you couldn't give him his own storyline. You couldn't give him his own pathway to gold. Is Jimmy never going to win a singles title? And then Jay, so he's not getting the world title back. If this little tag team venture doesn't end with one of the brothers turning on each other, then what are we doing? If it doesn't lead to these brothers going back to Roman Reigns, then what are we doing? Because at this point, all I see is we are going in circles, ladies and gentlemen. We're going in circles. At this point, you might as well just have Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble, challenge Cody, win the title back, Usos get behind Roman Reigns, and then go back to square one. And somehow Paul Heyman gets involved. Somehow he gets back with Roman Reigns. That's when you run, or run it without him, whatever. But at this point, again, you have the Usos. Now, I guess Jimmy's still doing his, my bad, Jay, because now we're mixing them up to the Usos. Jay's still doing his thing. Same gimmick. He's just alongside his brother, and that's fine. But again, how long is this going to last? And then, of course, you got LA Knight getting taken down by the YouTuber, by the Vision, by Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed basically hits the tsunami. The tsunami. Right on top of him while he's on the car. And now he's written off. He's taken out on the stretcher after this man went through the whole tournament winning, taps out the group. Now we're not going to see him. So who knows when Triple H has got to hate LA Knight. Come on now. You sitting there telling me Triple H don't have beef with LA Knight? I said in my last video, he's going to AEW. He's going to AEW or TNA, something else, because they clearly don't have any plans for him. And my biggest pet peeve about Raw, you have the masked man show up, still doesn't reveal himself. We don't know when he's going to do it. People are saying it's Austin Theory. Hey, it could be Batista for whatever matter. Who knows? Okay, maybe not Batista. But still, who cares? Why should we care? Everything we invest in is no payoff. And speaking of tag teams, speaking of the Usos, man, you have Kofi and Xavier Woods. It's been a year since they turned on Biggie, and what happened? They're not the champions. They lost their titles. They have no direction. The Street Profits. Remember, they teased the Street Profits turning on each other. What happened? Nothing. They didn't turn on each other. So I'm just sick and tired of seeing Triple H just write this garbage or TKO, whatever, whoever is head of creative is writing this stuff and they're not filling out what they're writing. So we get invested thinking, oh, this is going to be something good, and it's not. That Solo over there fighting MFT. I think he had Nikki Bella go out there trying to get a rematch against Stephanie Vaccaro. You know what I'm saying? But what happened to actually competing and contending for a title? Because right after that, obviously, Raquel Rodriguez, she takes out Nikki Bella. So I guess that just writes her off. I don't know. I read something about, I guess Nikki Bella's going to be a manager after this run is over. I don't know. Does it end with John Cena's run this Saturday? Like, I'm trying to figure out, is she going to be on the card? I feel like she put herself on the card if she has the power. That's so stupid. But anyway, like I said, you had Raquel basically challenge Stephanie. It's like you don't have to earn these matches anymore, but somehow Roman Reigns still doesn't have a rematch against Cody after he lost the title. Everybody gets a match with Roman Reigns. But of course, he's going to come back at the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, and he's going to work his way up, and he's going to win, and he's going to choose Cody. If he chooses CM Punk, I'm going to be so just going to be so pissed because it doesn't make any sense. But how are we going to sit here and keep eating this up for what we got after John Cena? Probably 3 weeks after that. 3 weeks. And my problem with John Cena, I love John Cena, but he said after his last match, really he was saying January, he'd talk about everything, and now he's doing all these interviews, basically just letting everything out. Now, I will say he's a pretty good politician. He's very diplomatic with his answers, so he doesn't completely give you everything. But can we wait? Can we wait until he does his last match, and then we hear about how everything went down? Then we hear what's next. But we already found out he has a 5-year contract as an ambassador as well, which is cool because we need John Cena around. Like, well, I don't need John Cena around. Y'all need John Cena around. I'm just here to make content. That's literally it. I'm not sitting here watching this garbage for 3 hours. It's garbage. It's garbage. I'm watching the highlights. That's all I can do. But y'all react to me, so that's why I'm here. Let's call it my fault. They're bringing down the ratings. They're bringing down the ratings, just like LA Knight. Every time he gets beat up on loses. Incredible. But no, that show was garbage. Every show has been garbage. So I am praying, the Legends praying that Saturday night is going to be a good night. I'm just getting heated paid about Saturday night. It's supposed to be about the future of WWE, but what future? You know, why is Braun Breaker not fighting John Cena? Why is Trick Williams not facing John Cena? Why does John Cena not have a title? So that if a new guy beats him in his last match, it gets to put them over and they get a title. That would have been amazing. It would have been amazing if he had the Undisputed Championship and then somebody who is the future beat John Cena. But no, it's going to be Gunther, making John Cena tap out, retiring him, similar to Goldberg fashion, and we move on. Because I know in John Cena, personally, I haven't met him, but I've seen him in person. I've watched him wrestle. It was actually, I believe it was against Austin Theory, and I believe it was WrestleMania 39 in LA. Yeah, the match was mid. But again, you see him, his type is to put over people. So I see him putting over Gunther. Like, it doesn't need to happen. But it should have been a newer star, man. They didn't win it by me, and that's fine. That's great. But again, when you got all these people, and Triple H, it's the IWC, it's such a small fan base, nobody cares, but all the people, and we sell out and all that stuff, that's fine. But again, who are you catering to? Because it looks like he just goes down the timeline and just picks whatever he wants. Well, matter of fact, he said it himself. He just picks the total opposite of what everybody's saying. And that's cool. That's great shock factor. But at the end of the day, you have to keep us entertained. They ain't been entertained. What's the Bloodline story? Where is it? There is none. You have the MFT. They fighting the Wyatt Six. They don't even have a little follow, but they're basically a bloodline. As far as the OG bloodline, Sami Zayn is off. I don't know what he's got going on. Paul Heyman's with a vision, with every dude, every wrestler that exists. Roman Reigns, he's doing Roman Reigns things, but his Ulafala is on the shelf. Nobody's trying to take it. He's not the head of the table anymore. He doesn't have the title. He's just the tribal chief. And that's fine for Roman, not for the company. Not for Jay and Jimmy, not for Sami Zayn, and not for Paul Heyman. It's not it. This isn't gonna last. So y'all gotta switch this up, man. This is trash. This really is. It's horrible. So the legend will be watching John Cena's last match. If they don't deliver on Saturday Night's Main Event, I don't know what to say. I'd say I stop watching. I keep saying I'm going to stop watching. I already don't watch. Unless you got Roman Reigns on the screen. But at this point, it's not enough. And I end up missing it anyway. Even when I know he's going to show up, I end up missing it because I'm too lazy to turn on the freaking TV. What's the point? I already know what's going to Roman Reigns going to come back. He's going to beat up somebody or get beat down, and that's the end of the story. It's predictable. Love Roman Reigns, but it's getting predictable. But he's the only thing that's bringing up the ratings at this point. And Brock Lesnar. And they're talking about Brock Lesnar probably in Minnesota next year, having his last match. So he's going to be done too. Everybody's going to leave by the end of the year or next year. So it's like, but you haven't built up new stars. You haven't built them up. You ain't built them up, so this company's going to fall apart now. But hey, who am I to complain? I'm just another fan, just somebody part of the IWC. You know, I'm just a bloodline stan, a Roman fan, a Roman crybaby, like these Cody crybabies want to say. No. The legend's not that. But we know what he is. He's somebody that's going to move forward, and you ain't gonna see. You ain't gonna see me watching the TV. You ain't gonna see me turn on the TV. You're not even seeing it now. But I will forever be making content. Criticize, critique it. Y'all need it. Somebody's got to do it because ain't nobody in Gorilla's doing it. So the legend's gonna be here, and he's gonna do it. So new videos every week. Go ahead. You already know. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. If you don't like it, I only got 3 words for you. Enjoy the show.
Dalehjun Rants.